Hi, I'm Matthew Lupo, and welcome to my wood shop. This is my series called Timber Time. We're going to have some short, quick videos. They're going to cover different techniques and tricks that I've learned here in my wood shop. Each video is going to specialize on a different tool that I have here in my shop. So we may spend some time going over different tricks on the table saw, maybe some projects we're doing on the CNC table, some techniques we'll be using with the router, both handheld and on the table, and some various other tools that we can come up with here in the shop. So we're going to have some more videos coming up, so come on down, join me here at Timber Time. Hi, my name is Matthew Lupo with Lupo's Timberwolf Woodworking, and I'm here with you today for another Timber Time. Today, we're going to go over the table saw. I'm going to teach you a little trick. It's going to allow you to make some accurate cuts without messing up your lumber, and most importantly, doing it safely. So, if you haven't been around woodworking a whole lot, you may not have heard this term, but for those that have been around the table saw, you know about kickback. Well, you don't know about kickback? Let's explain it real quick. For the purposes of this video, my table saw is off, power's off, unplugged, no juice going to it whatsoever. So I've got my table saw blade here, and I've got my fence over here. If I've got my lumber on the table, on my miter gauge, I'm perpendicular to the fence and the blade, and I'm pushing straight across the table, I'm going to have no issues whatsoever. See, the blade's not moving at all. No problems. But what happens if it gets hung up on the fence, or maybe you're in a hurry, you get it twisted a little bit, and you grab that blade from a little twist, see the blade moving now? What's going to happen is that blade's going to grab this, it's going to tear this lumber for one, that's going to be no good anymore. But more importantly, it's going to twist this and turn it into a rocket and shoot it right off the back of the table. So whatever's behind you is going to get damaged. And if it's yourself, you could get injured. So we want to avoid that at all costs. So here's where our trick comes in. I've got an exactly 1 inch thick cut chalk block. It's going to protrude 1 inch off my face of my fence. What that's going to do though is it's going to throw my gauge on the front of the table saw off by 1 inch. So I'm either going to need to adjust my line on here to take into account that 1 inch if I'm going to use this quite often. If I'm not, I just need to remember that I got to add 1 inch onto whatever measurement I use. So I've got this clamped on here with a clamp like this. I don't use this a whole lot, so I want it to be quick and easy on and off. There are some better clamps you can use for more permanent locations and all that. I choose to go with this route. Now, what I can do, I can put my lumber right up against this chalk block. So let's say I need to make a 14 3/4 inch cut. I'm going to loosen my fence. I'm going to adjust it to 15 3/4 inches to take into account that 1 inch chalk block. Lock my fence down. I'm going to butt my lumber up against my chalk block while on my miter gauge. Now, when I push it forward to the blade and I make my cut, I've got a 1 inch gap in between the lumber and the fence. So once my cut is through, I can slide this lumber over to the fence, push it all the way through with no chance of it touching the blade. Because now once I slide it over to the fence, I've got a 1 inch gap in between the lumber and the blade. No chance of it catching that way. But let's say you need to make a real small cut and you can't use your miter gauge on this side. Will it still work? Of course it will. Let's go to the other side. I'm going to move my fence over. We're going to make a 4.5 inch cut. So I'm going to set my fence at 5.5 inches to take into account the 1 inch. Now, when I slide my lumber over and I'm sliding it across, I make my cut. What's going to happen is your cut on this side is going to be loose. At that point, you can shut your saw off to safely remove it, or what I would recommend is your push stick. And as you make your cut, grab it with your push stick, slide it back over towards the fence, slide it across the table out of the way. So as you can see here, works on both sides just as well. I'm going to show you some quick videos on me making these cuts so you can see it in action. And if it's something you want to try out, give it a shot. Set it up the way I have. Make sure you do everything safely with all your protection on. And hopefully it works out well for you as it has for me. Thanks for watching.